when I talk about animals, there's so much unconditional love that goes on with them. I mean, uh, and I hear, animals in the wild and all that, but I think they're fully capable of loving uh, their species, loving. There's a lot of unconditional love that goes on with an animal, not necessarily with an animal and a human, but with an animal. Here in Louisville, everyone became so enchanted with this poor dog that was on death's door, was left at the Humane Society, and they put him on the news, and everyone, wanted to know how he was doing. His name's Ethan, and he's doing great now. He was nearly dead, starved to death, and they brought him. Everyone just loved him and brought him back. I'm just overwhelmed with the love that's out there when I think of this. So, and I wanted to thank Stan for bringing that up. I know you went through a lot of pain, but I appreciate you sharing it with us. So I guess that's all I got. I just felt the need to share that. I hope you don't mind.
Not at all.
Okay.
It's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
So sweet. One of the things I think that, yeah, we have a lot to share. We have a lot of love to share, but I think that sometimes people hold back from sharing love. Not you, and I'm not referring to you at all, or anyone here. I'm just saying this human nature thing of you can see like something goes in the news. There's this dog, child, person, animal, whatever it is that's being called to attention that people's hearts go out to and want to help. Meanwhile, there are all these animals languishing in you know, rescue places and shelters. So I think that there's something that we forget in our day to day, and that we hold back from making overtures of love and moving into our capacity of love and welcoming something that will touch us. I think people sometimes are afraid of being touched. And yet, when they are touched, they rise to the occasion. But in general, a lot of people hold back from being touched, whether it's in a personal relationship or with an animal or some such. Because what do we know? We know that there's loss when we love something that we can also lose. So we open our hearts to an animal. And if we live a full, long life, we're likely to outlive our animal. And so a lot of people will hold back from making that overture. Yeah.
I know I've told you that I work at a prison, and one of the things that we have there is a dog program where the inmates uh, can take a dog out of the rescue, out of the, from the Humane Society, live with the dog for about a month and train it to where someone could adopt it later on. And that helps the inmate a lot. It helps the dog, but it helps the inmates a lot. And we have so many feral cats that live near the facility, and all the inmates are really concerned. Are they getting fed? Are they being taken care of?
Oh, very good.
So, there's a
Yeah.
lot of healing love.
That's so good. Thanks for sharing that, Paul.
Yeah.
I have heard of this kind of programs. I'm glad the prison there has that. Yeah, it nourishes us and the animal to share in love. I'm just saying this in case someone hears this, whether it's this group or someone later who's listening to these, just as an invitation to whether it's an animal or person, if you know that you're holding back from letting yourself grow in love and share in love and improve the life of anyone, to just look at that, see if there's something there that you might like to open to, you know? I think we also get very habituated to being isolated. And so then we're like in this pattern of I'm alone. And we don't realize how much an animal or someone into our lives can support us and nourish us, vice versa. Okay? I mean, without my dog, this whole COVID time and being here and not knowing that many people, I think I would feel the normal human aspect of aloneness more. And yes, it is a responsibility. Yes, it kind of limits certain movements of life, but to me, the trade-off is worth it. Anyway, I don't know why I just went off on that there. And it's not just an animal, it's also love, romance, whatever. And we might be done with romance. I don't know. It's like, but that doesn't mean that we don't open ourselves up to love and deeper love with friends or, family member. So maybe some protective layers are there holding us back from a lovingness. There's always more to learn about allowing love in and these places we stop inside. Just work on those places where we stop, where we don't feel like we can let love in. These are protective mechanisms from our childhood or whatever, or being hurt over time. Does it really hurt us to allow love in? Whether that person comes and goes or whatever comes and goes, it truly actually benefits us to let it flow, let it air out and have clear passageway. And try to go deeper than conditional love, coming and going.